So, why is the job market collapsing? If you don't recognize me yet, my name is Alex. We're following the narrative for AI adoption, pretty much globally, but a lot of that has to do with job market, economy, housing. Literally, all of the most important things in the world are being tied together right now in one big mess. So we're trying our best to follow the conversation. We're getting a lot of new subscribers and likes, so really appreciate that. We're also getting a lot of mean comments, dislikes. A lot of people don't like this stuff, and I'm getting some comments where people are saying that not everyone is adaptive, and not everyone wants to be hyper competitive and grind, and some people want to live simple lives and stuff like that. Guys, if you want to live a life like that, I would suggest to try and find a nation that's a little bit easier on cost of living expenses. Like, you want to live on a beach somewhere or in a hut, like, go for it. You want to live in a place with roads and McDonald's and stuff like that, you literally have to adapt because it's getting that difficult. The title of this video we're about to watch is "Why is the job market on the brink of collapse?" It's not "Why is the job market ripping?" So if you have a job and you're thinking, "Oh, I'm safe, I'm secure," and stuff like that, take it from the people who are building AI automations, guys. The entire economy is transforming. Everything is changing. What we know now today, 2025, is not going to be what we know in 2030, 2035. So I believe it's important to upskill. I believe it's important to prepare ourselves, save money, build businesses, build income. If you don't like that stuff, this channel's not for you. This channel's not for you. Like, we're strong proponents of working hard here, just because we can see sort of what's coming down the pipe. If you're curious about what we do, we run an AI agency in Toronto. It's called Peak Demand. You can check out the website whenever you want. Really, not a lot of people give a shit about AI. I'll tell you that right now. The common person, the average person. But then again, the average person is being most affected by it. So if you don't want to be left with all the average people getting caught up in the job market, upskill, guys. Let's find out why.
Significant shifts that are affecting workers at every level. The Bureau of Labor Statistics cut its job growth numbers by over 900,000 jobs for the year ending March 2025, meaning these jobs were counted but never actually created. Meanwhile, the official unemployment rate sits at 4.3%, leaving 7.4 million Americans actively searching for work amid a tightening and unpredictable job market.
Put a finger down if you're laid off and have been applying for jobs for over 2 years. You've applied to hundreds of jobs and tailored your resume to every single one of those applications. So now you work 5 different part-time jobs, barely making $40K a year, live in low-income housing, and now we live in a looming recession and the job market's about to crash and you truly don't know what to do next.
Woo!
So, what exactly
Yeah, kudos to her for getting 4 jobs to try and make it. I you know I can't. I don't know your situation, miss. Maybe dropping one of those jobs, spending some time to find some skills to just get a better job overall. Like this, doing multiple part-time jobs, guys, must be very, very difficult. If you're doing any of that stuff, I feel for you. I had to do a couple of jobs back in the day when I was younger. Not something you want to do as an adult. Let's try and get some new skills.
is happening? We're seeing what could potentially be a job market recession, a sustained period where job openings decline, unemployment rises, and workers face increased difficulty finding employment, even when other economic indicators may appear stable. Several major factors affecting this include rapid AI driven automation, shifting economic conditions, and structural changes in how people enter and grow within the workforce.
So, guys, this is why I stress, like, you don't want to be adaptive. You don't want to hustle, anything like that. You think your life and your job is resilient to all this stuff? I mean, I'm in tech and I still think I'm vulnerable to this stuff. So, and it's me trying to tell people that aren't aware about what's going on to try and pay a little bit more attention. I can tell you right now, it's hard. Like, I get a lot of people telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. We have now we're getting comments saying that the content's garbage. Sure, guys, like, no problem. I'm literally just reacting to some YouTube videos, some articles, stuff like that. You can say whatever you want. We actually appreciate all the engagement because it feeds large language models social signals for us. So we actually end up getting more leads when you guys leave mean comments and dislike. So we encourage it. We want it all. But you know, to be someone who is simply ignoring the fact that automation, transforming economy, and literally a workforce restructure is happening globally. That's literally taking a risk by not being aware. So, you know, it's better to be aware and know what's coming down the pipe than not. Really encourage people to look at the landscape of their workplace, see where they fit in 5 years from now, not tomorrow, not next week, literally 5 years from now.
Today, we'll examine how these forces are reshaping employment, from corporate restructuring to graduate job prospects, and what they mean for workers at every stage of their careers.
Imagine bringing your side project to life
If you guys
just by thinking about it.
If you guys have been watching my videos, you know how many times Base 44 has been an ad for me on YouTube. Just to give you an idea on how deep I am down the rabbit hole, I get this ad probably 4 or 5 times a day. Like, I'm the ideal target.
Meet Base 44.
But we skip.
The current environment shows some contradictory trends that reveal how modern economies can expand while individual job security decreases. Stock markets have reached record highs throughout this year. The S&P 500 has rallied approximately 35% since spring, according to CNN Business. Dow Jones closed above 47,000 points for the first time ever in October. Corporate profits remain strong. S&P 500 member companies' profit margins reached 13% in the third quarter of 2025, at record levels, according to Bank of America research. Meanwhile, layoffs tell a different story. CBS News reported that as corporate profits soar, companies have cut nearly 1 million jobs in 2025.
So, guys, take that in. And this, I mean, if you're a CEO or an executive of a company, you're probably not going to be watching this video. This is for, you know, people who have time to watch videos on YouTube. If we can't put together that the biggest and most powerful companies in the world, and the most powerful countries, are more profitable than ever, so they're making more money than ever, and at the same time cutting more jobs than ever. So they're cutting jobs and making more money. That is a positive feedback loop. Companies are literally being incentivized to cut jobs.
Most since 2020. U.S. employers announced 1.1 million layoffs year to date through October, representing a 65% year-over-year increase,
Jesus
according to
Christ.
Challenger, Gray, and Christmas data. This disconnect reflects how modern markets operate. Companies can increase profitability through efficiency gains and automation while reducing headcount. Economist Chen Zhao, chief global strategist at Alpine Macro, calls this a jobless boom, where layoffs accelerate even as companies report strong profitability.
Did you guys hear that? So for all the people, for all the people in the comments or watching, it's like, oh, this guy's too competitive. He's too aggressive. Not everyone wants to live that aggressive life. We live in a world now where companies are being incentivized to remove human beings from their operations, guys. I don't know. And maybe because the message that I'm saying, people just don't want to hear it. Like I really do notice, like if you go on YouTube and you have people who are telling you what you want to hear, or saying like, oh, you're the greatest. You don't have to work. You can just do whatever you want. Live a shit life. Da 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 da. They get likes and views, and like they're really pumped up on YouTube. Their channel grows. Great. You try to tell people real shit, then you just get blown out the water with hateful comments. But guys, for me, I'm like I think I hit like a vein where it's like we can just literally talk about real stuff. People can get upset, and we can benefit from it. I'm not going to come on here and sugarcoat things for you guys because I don't want to lie to you. Things are about to get very difficult. In the States, they cut 1 million jobs just because of automation, and they plan to do more. Companies are making more money than ever. Canada is slow to adopt AI, so we're not even there yet. But I can tell you, we're already losing industries like real estate and manufacturing just because of inefficiencies, not even because of AI coming in, just because the companies are leaving because they're unsustainable with the cost of living in this country. So when these effects do start to take place in Canada, my God, our news headlines are going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm going to cover every one of them.
Wall Street often responds positively to cost-cutting measures that improve profit margins.
There you go.
At the same time, cost of living pressures are intensifying the challenge. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports inflation at 3.0% as of September 2025,
Right.
while the National Association of Realtors found that 79% of workers cannot afford to purchase a home at current median prices.
That makes sense.
Technology is reshaping employment at an unprecedented scale, and AI is advancing beyond simple tasks into complex professional work.
That it is.
U.S. employers have announced 77,999 tech job losses directly
78,000.
linked to AI and automation, with cuts at major companies like Amazon and Microsoft contributing to nearly 500 people losing their jobs to AI daily in the first half of 2025.
Wow. Did you guys hear that number? 500,000 jobs. No, I got to hear that again. That is insane. We got to.
The World Economic losing their jobs, companies like Amazon and Microsoft contributing to nearly 500 people losing their jobs to AI daily in the
500 people a day lose their jobs to AI, guys, in the States.
first half of 2025. The World Economic Forum's 2025 Future of Jobs report projects that 92 million jobs will be displaced by AI and automation by 2030. Initially, automation focused on routine, repetitive tasks, manufacturing, data entry, basic customer service. But AI is now advancing into complex work.
It is.
McKinsey research shows that
Wow,
generative
look at this guy.
AI could automate up to 30% of hours worked in the United States by 2030. Bloomberg research reveals AI could replace 53% of market research analyst
100%.
tasks
All
and
research that we carry out.
67% of sales representative tasks. Even traditionally secure fields are affected. Goldman Sachs estimated that generative AI alone could impact up to 300 million full-time jobs globally,
Yep.
including high-skill sectors such as law, media, and finance.
Yep.
Entry-level positions face particular vulnerability. Deloitte's 2025 research found that AI technologies are being developed to automate the very tasks that entry-level workers typically handle,
That's exactly
which could
right.
lead to a decrease in entry-level job openings and limited opportunities for on-the-job learning.
Okay, so we got to take that in for a second. Right now, and if you're a young person watching this, please pay attention. I don't know if young people even give a shit about the stuff like the dry, more mundane uh, comings and goings of the world. But I really do urge you to pay attention. When I was a young person, I didn't care about any of this stuff. Economy. Did I have a bunny coming in every 2 weeks? Yeah, I care. Now go chase women. But now, young people are literally faced with nightmare difficulty scenarios, and I really hope that they're paying attention, because what's happening with AI is that there's full-time roles getting replaced where AI can just do the work that that person would be doing, and that person just is gone. Sure, great. But that's maybe higher up in the rungs of the company, where that maybe that's a mid-level person. They had some job, or they had to do some sort of analysis for something. AI does in seconds. We don't need them anymore. Gone. But what about getting into companies? Usually companies have mundane task work like data entry, answering the phone, um, moving information from system to system if it's not fully automated yet. And generally, those roles are pervasive, or were pervasive, through all companies. Like every company that you had, you needed a receptionist to answer the phone, you needed a data entry person to get data from paperwork into systems. And every company generally had that, or at least had some sort of pathway in the company where people could just get in and start getting exposure to what's going on, learn the business, and eventually become a more important part of that business over time. That's how it typically worked up until now, where companies, guys, they're literally just closing the door on that entry level pathway and saying, okay, we have a robot doing that now. If you want to work for this company, you already have to have the skills that we need to fit you into a higher slot. There's no entry up to that slot anymore. You have to have the skills already to get in. So this is me telling young people there is a competence cutoff happening right now, where only if some people have a certain level of competence or performance, and I call them hyper performers, because generally if you're a hyper performer, people just want you on their team because you get shit done. Companies are only looking for hyper performers or people that can build the automations that would have been otherwise being carried out, or the task being carried out by entry level roles that would then work their way into the company. So if you remove those roles, basically companies are all closing their doors, putting up AI moats around all the tasks that would have been done by an entry level person, and only cherry picking from the thousands of resumes they get to all these ghost application jobs, the best of the best to fit into the already well oiled machine. So I would even go as far as to say the companies that exist now, in order for you to join that company, you have to be like amazingly talented or know someone at the company, or they're just not going to hire any more people. They're going to make it work with the people that they have now, because companies are literally being incentivized to reduce staff, to save on costs. So it's really, I mean, you guys, I mean, two types of people are going to watch this video. First person's going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for the information. Second person's going to say something like, oh, I don't believe you, or that's garbage, or whatever. We like you both because it feeds our engagement profile. But the latter group, the non believers, I pray for you. I really do.
National university data shows that 40% of employers expect to reduce their workforce where AI can automate tasks. However, the World Economic Forum report projects 170 million new roles will be created by
That's what I'm talking
2030
about.
in AI.
The role that I have now, AI agency owner. Before being an owner, I was just doing little, automations and putting in AI decision making layers into workflows and stuff like that. Whatever. The role that I have now allows me to create other roles like automation engineers, salespeople, marketing, whatever, for the company. Like I've literally been able to create work for others because of AI. AI is going to be taking work out of the workforce, but it's also going to be creating a new layer of a workforce that has to exist in order for automations to get carried out. Like literally right now, this is Sunday morning. There's probably AI teams working right now trying to build out automations in the AI race. They need to be manually built. Not like everything doesn't AI just doesn't magically appear and start doing shit. It has to be built and has to be trained. This is going to take years to literally automate the world, but it's happening right now, guys, and we have to pay attention. Because if we just want to stick our head in the sand and try to ignore it, that's just like trying to ignore the advent of the internet and thinking your business doesn't need it. And then guess what? If your business is not on the internet now, you're probably going to fail. That's the bottom line. So we need to pay attention. We need to learn what AI is doing. We need to learn how it works. Hell, we need to start using it. Go to chatgpt.com right now.
AI development, green technology, digital infrastructure, and emerging sectors. That's a net gain of 78 million jobs globally. The challenge is the transition period. The jobs of the future exist today, but the workers of today may not yet have the skills for those jobs. This gap creates what's often called a skills mismatch, where workers
Skills mismatch, competency gap, same thing. The workforce that we have in the world right now does not meet the requirements of the employers looking for employees right now. Literally, there's a monster skill gap. And how do employers solve that problem? They build machines and robots to do the work, guys. It sucks, but that's what's happening.
need to reskill or upskill to access available positions. The numbers back this up.
Say that one more
To
time.
reskill or upskill to access
One more
available,
time.
often called a skills mismatch, where workers need to reskill or upskill to access
Okay.
available positions. The numbers back this up. National university research indicates that 59% of workers will require upskilling or reskilling by 2030. The Coursera Skills Report found that workers obtaining in-demand certifications, AWS, Google Data Analytics, CompTIA Security Plus, see their interview callback rate increase by 42%. But retraining takes time and often money, creating a significant lag between job displacement and workforce adaptation. McKinsey research indicates that 12 to 14% of workers may need to transition into new occupations as automation reshapes the employment landscape by 2030.
Is that right?
Let them draw. Let them spin it and turn it. Let them do this and see all the angles.
More technology ads, guys. When you start to get ads like this, you're on your way.
The traditional career pyramid, where many workers enter at the bottom and advance to higher levels, is collapsing into something more like a diamond, and that creates a fundamental problem. When the base narrows,
Did you hear that? She literally just said what I said. I mean, not literally, but let's listen to what she said.
career pyramid, where many workers 13% of workers may need to transition into new occupations as automation reshapes the employment landscape by 2030. The traditional career pyramid, where many workers enter at the bottom and advance to higher levels, is collapsing into something more like a diamond.
So the typical career pyramid we're used to, where there's a whole bunch of entry level people racing to the top, it's done. It's a diamond now. There's no entry level guys. Damn. Sorry.
And that creates a fundamental problem. When the base narrows, the entire structure above it suffers. Entry level positions are disappearing. Those that remain increasingly require experience they're supposed to provide.
More often than not, it's literally just rejection, rejection, rejection.
Sorry, you need 3 years of experience. Actually, I was inquiring about the entry-level position. You need 3 years of experience for that job.
According to firm research, employers now ask for 2 to 3 years of experience for 61% of full-time jobs, positions that were previously considered entry level. This creates the experience.
Just imagine, guys, you need 2 to 3 years experience to work at Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's, guys. Flipping burgers. Meanwhile, McDonald's probably has a platoon of AI robots just ready to flip those burgers. Like they're hey guys, we're launching our AI robots. We're going to start flipping burgers. You guys don't have to apply to McDonald's anymore. I'm telling you, it's fascinating to watch this stuff, and for people to deny it, it's like man, I'm the rude awakening that's going to happen for human beings is going to be profound. Oh, experience paradox. Everyone knows about this one.
How can you gain experience if every entry-level job requires experience? For recent graduates, this creates immediate challenges. The Federal Reserve reports that the average 2025 graduate carries approximately $39,000 in student debt, adding financial pressure to an already difficult entry point. Here's where the diamond structure reveals its true impact. When fewer people can enter at the bottom, fewer people develop the skills and experience needed to move up. Companies traditionally relied on a steady pipeline of entry-level workers who would learn, grow, and advance into mid-level and senior positions.
That's right.
When that pipeline constricts, the entire internal mobility system breaks down. Mid-level positions feel this squeeze from both directions. There are fewer workers advancing from below with company-specific knowledge and experience. LinkedIn's economic graph data from the third quarter of 2025 shows remote positions in project management and cloud architecture increased more than 30% year over year.
So basically, people who are working on projects who might not be living in the same vicinity of the company, increased number of roles, cloud architecture, increased number of roles. All of these things point to higher level skills in technology, guys. And I'm just gonna keep saying this until my nose bleeds, because it's the truth. And for me, to tell people who might not be technologists now, like, you got to get into this stuff, guys. I mean, it's when I first got into technology, I was so resistant. I thought I was the smartest guy. I would use Microsoft Word to type up documents and stuff. I didn't do anything online, nothing like that. And I remember this guy, he introduced me to it. He was the owner of a company, a tech company. He saw me, he liked me. He wanted to give me a shot. He gave me free access to his system. And it completely changed the trajectory of my life. I would have been in a very, very bad spot had I not taken technology under my wings. And now I'm flying. So, you can use me an example. You can say, oh, well, this guy's an asshole. Maybe he got lucky. Someone gave it to him. Someone gave him the opportunity. 10 years later, after that, or 15 years later, doing well. But the amount of things I had to learn on the way, the amount of heartbreak, losing jobs, losing contracts, winning contracts, exploding with elation. Like, it's a tumultuous ride. But once you get to a point where you're sort of stable, you're in a really strong position, because you're probably going to be one of the only people in your community or sphere of influence that knows this stuff. And everyone literally has to come to you. Like, we get new leads coming in every week because we know how to generate them through digital. I'm going to drone on or finish this video.
Roles that typically require 5 to 7 years of progressive experience that fewer workers are now able to obtain. At the senior level, Companies need experienced leaders, but the traditional path to developing them through progressive roles starting at entry level has been disrupted. Meanwhile, growing sectors like healthcare and software development require specific credentials, with healthcare support jobs projected to grow by 11.5%
Yeah,
through
very well.
2033 and software development by 25% by 2032. But these opportunities don't solve the fundamental problem. When the base narrows, fewer people gain the experience needed to advance, creating fewer qualified candidates for mid level roles and ultimately affecting leadership development throughout organizations. So, where does this leave us? The reality is stark. Layoffs are accelerating, entry level positions are vanishing, automation is reshaping
Oh
entire
my
industries,
gosh, look at this
and the
thing.
traditional career
Jesus
ladder has been
Christ.
fundamentally disrupted. The diamond structure is squeezing workers at every level, from recent graduates facing the experience paradox to mid career professionals competing for fewer advancement opportunities. We can't control these macro forces.
Desjardins.
We can't stop automation. We can't reverse the structural changes in how companies hire and develop talent. But what we can control is how we respond and position ourselves in this shifting
What
landscape.
you gonna say? Get more skills?
Want more videos like this?
Oh, Mackard, great video. Whoever is doing this, I mean, I think they're American. Well, just given the fact they're covering a lot of America, but hell, you guys are gonna get a subscription. Great content. How come we can't subscribe here? I'll figure it out after. But I, I like to see this types of videos. You know, you don't really get a face; you just get it's like a faces video or whatever. But you get a lot of good facts and stats. Like Mackard, you know, this person put a lot of work into this. Like, good for them. They're clearly whoever is doing this, Mackard. You're clearly well versed in technology. So actually, let's check out your channel real quick.
So I just lost my job.
Back in
This type of
2019,
content. Look
the
at that.
US Bureau of
So this is the end of software engineers: why replacing humans with AIs. I think I watched that one. There's a couple of these that I watched, but you know, this type of content is really you know, it's really important. It might not have like a face behind it. Like, I guess I would be the face to sort of show you, hi guys, go to Mackard, subscribe. They got great stuff and keeping you up to date what's going on with the economy. If you're someone who's not familiar with, you know, what's going on, get familiar quick. Start to learn AI. Go to chatgpt.com, see how AI can improve what you do, or see how you can be an influence. Because it's going, we're seeing a separation in humanity right now. The people who pick this stuff up and the people who don't, they're going to find themselves in those pyramids or in those diamonds in the companies at the middle level. Entry level is going to be only hand picked best of the best at a university or through, like, you know, thousands of job applications where their application aligns perfectly with the job requirements, and that's like um, finding a diamond in the rough, so to speak. So it's really, really, really important. Look at this guy, how AI is transforming the U.S. job market. Like, yeah, definitely getting a subscription from us. But you know, if you like this type of conversation, hit like and subscribe. If you don't like this stuff, guys, hit dislike, leave a comment. If you don't like me, if you think this is garbage content, leave a comment. If you watch this far, thank you. Like, we already got well more than enough social signals from you. If you want to see more, definitely hit subscribe. But you know, I'm looking forward to an evolving humanity. I'm looking forward to an evolved society. But through evolution happens change. A lot of change happens, and change comes with pain, guys. It's the bottom line. Growing pains, they hurt because they happen in slow motion. So the best thing we can do is train ourselves to be prepared. I don't know how much more I can say that. Being prepared is better than not. If you feel like you might be at risk, consider getting training in AI or figuring out how AI can make you a stronger asset in your job. Because I'm telling you, employers are now looking at your AI competency as being the single most critical trait that you can have as an employee. If you find that if you find that you're excelling pretty well in AI, you know what you're doing. Hell, start your own business. AI businesses are going to be what the job market is after everyone realizes that automations perform tasks very quickly and very efficiently. If you think that you're good with AI, but you might not have the uh, you might not be in a place where you can start a business, but you still want to see if you can make money with AI. Hell, schedule a discovery call with our team. We have so much shit to do. We have literally an entire society that needs to adopt AI, like particularly in Canada. We got a lot of stuff to do. Is figure out something for you to do to contribute to get paid. But I'm really looking forward to what's coming down the pipe. I had to make extremely devastating changes in my life, make a lot of sacrifices to get where I am now. Don't regret any of them because I'm very much lined up to make sure that I'm secure for the future. The people around me are secure for the future. So let's pull our socks up and get to it, guys. Looking forward to the next one. Bye now.